Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Fett over here, and today I want to sit here and talk to you about the Ravens' loss to the Chargers. Just real quick, I want to go over some things I've noticed and what have happened the last couple of days, some news. Marty Mordenwig is out as offensive coordinator. So basically, what I want to do is I got some questions, I got some numbers I want to run by you guys if you're listening. So if you're a Ravens fan like me, you know that we normally don't have a lot of cap space, and that's about to change next year. But first, let's. I got a couple questions regarding the Ravens and Chargers to clear some things up during the game. First up, why did the Chargers look so prepared for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens? And here's the thing. I've read some of these reports now that Chargers players are saying that the Ravens didn't change anything up. So, 3 weeks from when we played them, we played them the second to last game of the season, and we beat them 22-10 in their stadium. Fast forward 2 weeks, we're playing them in the playoffs. We lose at home. Basically, what general consensus is the Ravens did not change anything up. The Chargers defense adjusted to Lamar Jackson. They adjusted to the spread offense, the RPO, which is read pass option. If you don't know what RPO is, then that's basically describes a type of offense you run with a certain type of quarterback. So you notice some of the great RPO quarterbacks as Tim Tebow. Mostly the RPO is run in college. That's basically where it originated from and being used. It's not really designed as a great scheme for the NFL, but it looks like the Ravens are trying to make it work. So basically, the Chargers came out. I don't know if you guys watched as intently as I did, but the defensive ends, they stayed home. They slanted down. They basically forced Lamar Jackson to make decisions with the ball instead of looking at wide open gaps. He was forced with a pull and pray, keeping the football, or he was going to give to Gus Edwards, and we all know that that did not work this time around. So what the Chargers did was awesome. For the first 3 quarters, they limited Lamar. I think he had something like 23 passing yards or whatever at halftime, only like, I don't know, like under 20 rushing yards. I mean, it was sad. It was a dismal offensive performance. I was upset. So Marty Morwig did drop the ball here. You got Chargers defensive players saying that the Ravens didn't scheme well enough, basically hide the run. They anticipated the run. They loaded the box. They knew what was coming on what down. And to hear that in just a short period of time, 2, 3 weeks of playing a team, it's hard for me as a fan to watch that and think, okay, as professionals, like the only thing I can get from this is you didn't do your job, Marty Morwick. And I thought he would have this team ready. I know they were just excited to win the division. I know there was a lot of ups and downs if they were going to go to the playoffs or whatever after taking the Browns to the wire and the Steelers losing that spot to us after the win against the Browns. I just thought this coaching staff would have put more effort to me. To me, it looks like the effort wasn't there. When you don't change up your schemes, when you're hosting a first round playoff game, you're a division champ first off. You're playing a home game, and your offensive coordinator decided not to change up the scheme, did not give any different looks. I mean, this is a very disciplined Chargers team. I think they tied for the best record in their division with the Chiefs. So basically, to me, they're in the top 3 teams at the end of the year, and we beat them to keep our playoff hopes alive, to give us a shot at Cleveland and the title. So the fact that they flew over from San Diego, West Coast to East Coast, had to play, after the jet lag and everyone says, oh, it's not really a big deal. I disagree. If you're on, 2 teams play and one's on the opposite side of the country, there's no happy medium here. I mean, obviously the Ravens being the higher seed and the Chargers being the wild card for not winning their division, that's what they get. But Phillip Rivers, they didn't look like they had any problems. The defense in the first 3 quarters was great. It was bend, don't break, gave up a lot of field goals instead of touchdowns, and that's what kept us in this game. Okay, Boom, fast forward, the fourth quarter comes, and it's like somebody lit a fire under Lamar Jackson because the dude just came out and he balled out. All right. Everyone want to talk about his arm strength. He can't throw. He's just a running quarterback. This dude did it with his arm, the comeback. Sure, he had a couple of nice dashes and runs. You know what I mean? But we already knew he could do that. We already knew Lamar Jackson can run. We want to see him pass. For someone like me, I have to admit, I always say in my shows, I was not a Lamar Jackson fan at the draft. I did not think giving up the 2019 second round pick to sneak back in and get him was worth it. Looking at it now, we're going to have to see because I really, you see, the second round draft picks to me are my favorite. First round draft picks are hit and miss. Rounds 2 through 4, you know what you're getting. You're getting your quality guys. Whether or not they become a star is irrelevant. These guys play on your team, and you get your use out of them under the rookie contracts. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for because I'm using that general management mindset here. I'm starting to look at the bigger picture of things from a general management standpoint, as well as a coaching staff and talent. Okay, but I have all spring and summer to get into that. I'm not going to bore you guys with that today. This is just a quick video going over a couple of things that I've noticed in the past week. So anyways, Lamar Jackson proves in the fourth quarter that he can drive the offense with legs and arm because he did have some nice passes. Another side note, man, Ozzie Newsome, thank you for what you did because you gave us 2 great tight ends. Hayden Hurst is still working, but man, I like what I saw from Mark Andrews this year. And the one formation I love the Ravens to come out to is almost a 3 tight end set. Mark Andrews, Max Williams, and then Hayden Hurst. Okay, and that was a 3-headed monster. That's 3 big bodies. Almost too big for a safety and corner to handle, but too fast for a linebacker to stick with in coverage. And we've seen Mark Andrews break out this year as Lamar Jackson had that beautiful, I think it was 63-yard touchdown to him against the Chargers early in that game. But he also, it's almost like it was too little too late. We didn't go to that formation nearly enough, I thought. We tried the cute little RPO stuff, and I mean, it did set the pass up for the fourth quarter, but the Chargers were almost in a prevent then, but don't let them score, but don't lose the game quickly. So it is what it is. They lose at home. Lamar had a valiant comeback. The one glaring issue besides his arm this year I've noticed is ball security. Put a lot of balls on the turf, a lot of fumbles, and of course, the Ravens end up losing due to him fumbling with, less than a minute remaining in the pocket. He gets stripped, gets hit on the arm, ball's on the ground, Chargers recover, ball game. So a couple things I noticed was, the fact that, like I said, the other team had players saying the Ravens did disguise that sickens me. It almost makes me happy to announce that we have a new offensive coordinator, which we do, which I'm very happy about. Greg Roman has come over. He's our tight ends coach, and he was assistant to Harbaugh. And I read some places where he dictated the running game and he assisted with this and that. Well, now he's got full offensive coordinator reins. And one of the things I like about that is he has experience with mobile quarterbacks. The last 2 mobile quarterbacks he worked with were Colin Kaepernick and Tyrod Taylor. Colin Kaepernick had some success. He did go to the Super Bowl, but he also did flame out after Harbaugh left. So it's like we see with all mobile quarterbacks, it's all about the scheme. How do you present them? Because we know everybody loves the big, strong arm quarterback, but in the direction the NFL is moving with athletes and speed and everything, I mean, we're eventually going to start having these quarterbacks that can run and throw crazy. I mean, you're almost seeing it in Patrick Mahomes. He's not quite as mobile as Lamar Jackson, but then again, Lamar Jackson doesn't have that cannon Patrick Mahomes has. So there's that. Getting on to the next thing, like I said, Greg Roman now is officially the offensive coordinator. I think this improves our offense next season, but the key factor is what we do in the draft and free agency here. So Hello, Greg Roman. Goodbye, Marty Mortenwig. And hello, $34 million in cap space. Hello, draft picks in the first, third, fourth, and then two in the sixth. Okay. And those draft picks don't include compensation or perhaps trading Joe Flacco. So, real quick, I just wanted to get a couple things off my chest regarding the Ravens. They took a loss. I was pretty silent. I'm finally over it. I finally recovered from it. I just, I didn't want to rush judgment. I wanted to look at all the stats. I wanted to watch some film. I wanted to look at some judgment here. And, after reviewing some of the things, I realized that we still have a very young team. Lamar still is learning to be a passing quarterback. And despite our defense, great play all season long. And here, even in the playoffs, they played lockdown D, all except probably that last possession. They gave up a couple first downs. I didn't want them to, but it is what it is. But number one priority this off season, that's going to be what I leave off with this show. Besides the fact that we have $34 million in cap space and a couple decent draft picks, is re-signing our Lord and Savior, C.J. Mosley. Ladies and gentlemen, this kid is for real. He's a Bama product. He's produced. He's had a couple injuries, nicks and scrapes, but for the most part, this dude plays hard. He flies around the ball. He swarms. He's a defensive captain. I can't say enough about C.J. Mosley. And after the Browns game, picking Baker Mayfield off, because let me tell you, Ravens fans, Baker Mayfield was going to put a dagger in our heart. Okay? Jarvis Landry puts a little more effort into that catch along the sidelines and moves that kicker up. We're in big trouble, people. But no. Baker has a miscue with Landry on the route, doesn't put all the effort, doesn't catch it, bad throw, and then Baker Mayfield throws a bad decision ball. C.J. Mosley goes up and deflects it, recovers the interception, ball game. We win the Browns game. And if we don't win that game, ladies and gentlemen, we don't go to the playoffs. Lamar isn't the youngest quarterback to start a playoff game. It's just sad he couldn't be the youngest player to win. Not that I think after watching New England terrorize Phillip Rivers that we would have gone into New England and caused a bunch of damage, but I do think next season with a couple adjustments, we can continue to dominate the AFC North. But I will say before the show ends, ladies and gentlemen, the Cleveland Browns are no longer the Cleveland Browns. They are the cardiac kids, the dog pound drunkards, whatever you want to call them. They are back, and we should be worried about them in the division. We should be very worried because they are young, they are talented, they are confident, and they have a great man in John Dorsey, actually, sorry. Freddie Kitchens is hired over there now. Greg Williams is out. Huge mistake in my opinion. I would have hired Greg Williams. He did great things with the defense. Freddie Kitchens did great things with the offense. So I see, all right, they want someone comfortable with Baker. Go for it. Anyways, they're going to be back in the top of the division. The Steelers are going to have to worry about Antonio Brown and the fallout from Le'Veon Bell leaving and not getting anything for him. So I think this is the time where the Steelers and Bengals will share the basement. So anyways, you guys give me a like. Go ahead and comment if you disagree on anything I said. Let me know. I'll read all your guys' comments and respond to you. If you guys have any thing you want to hear in upcoming podcasts, hit me up. Oh, do not forget to look at the website. The website is always posted in the link. Eventually, we're going to get to iTunes. It's not happening as soon as we wanted. We have a couple upgrades with the website. We're still looking to finish our logos and a couple other admin notes on that. But we're still here. We're still giving you guys our opinion. We're still writing stuff off. If you guys, like I said, the website has so much material on it, guys. Please go look. We post blogs on there. A lot of times we don't upload videos, but we have a blog post on it. So this is the Fett, and I'm signing off. I'll talk to you later, gang.